Good morning, everybody. Let's do a message from universe. I was meditating. I had planned to go to work today. I was meditating and finished the meditation, and the first thing universe said to me was, "Don't go to work." And so I checked the weather because my job is weather dependent. It's a personal preference. I prefer to work in dry weather, and it's gonna rain today, and so I was like, oh, okay. And plus, it's extra cold outside, and so I was like, well, I set my own schedule. I'll just work on a different day. It's fine. And then I was like, oh, cool. What am I gonna do with today? And they said do a reading, and I was like, okay, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. They have a message for us. All right, let's all collectively take a deep breath. Let's say the prayer. As we read, we allow the cosmic and the earth energies to flow through our bodies, opening the doors through which we become more aware of our spirituality and increase our communication with the God of our heart. Let us pray. May it be with the blessings of the Supreme Being that whatever happens during this reading will benefit each of us in our spiritual growth, awareness, and understanding. Amen. They're showing me a kind of like a medium purple color. Let me see what that's about. I think that's the energy that we're working with today, or just whenever you end up watching this video, there's this energy going around, and it's going to clear up. They're showing me that, but it's kind of in this space right now. Okay. And they're giving me the message better days are coming. So that's awesome. And actually there's a really so say if we're looking at frequencies, right? If we're looking at a vibration of like where we are right now at this purple, okay, say it's right here, and it's kind of like a lower energy. It's not too low, but it's kind of like a persistent average kind of vibe going on that's maybe right here. And it's something that's persistent in a way where it's almost normal. And what's normal? Normal doesn't mean natural, not necessarily. Normal just means it's been happening. That's just the vibe that's been going on, right? That you kind of get used to it because it's been like that for a while, and it's not necessarily good. Right? I mean, normal could be a good thing, but depending on what you're talking about. But this particular energy that we're looking at, it just seems like it's something that's been around for a while, and you kind of want it to be better. But it's been around for a while where it feels like it's the normal average thing, right? You've gotten used to it. And so what they're showing me is that the better days are coming, and they're showing me that there's an other than this clearing up, there's also an excitement that's happening. So there's so what the images they're showing me, because I'm paying attention to the weather where I am today, and it's kind of gloomy and cloudy, right? So they're showing me the energy of that purple as the cloudy days, and then the better thing that's coming, it's like the sun's peeking through, and the clouds are moving away, and so there's clear skies, right? And then there's this other thing, this excitement that's happening. They're showing it to me in like fireworks, or like sparkles, or like kind of like the sunburst that's happening, that's going pew, pew, like an explosion kind of, but it's an explosion of like high excitement. So the average of this, right, is going to move up, it's going to clear up, so the frequency is moving higher, and then also there's going to be peaks of other exciting things that are happening. Okay. So that looks awesome. That looks really, really, really good. Okay, let's go to the cards, see what's happening. The first one that's popping up for us is self-care, wisdom cards. They're giving the message, if any of you are inclined to get cards, and you're like, I kind of want to get my own deck of cards. I'm wondering what to get. If I'm going to show these to you, if this speaks to you, check it out. Do some, or maybe I'll do one. I don't know. We'll see. But go check out a flip through of this deck. And they're saying for some of you, if this resonates with you, if these images resonate with you, this is a good deck for you guys to get. Okay, it's this one, the self care with Cheryl Richardson. So they're just recommending that. I'm just hearing the message to recommend it, so that in case some of you just happen to be also thinking like, oh, I'd like to get a deck of cards, they're saying this is a good one. And this one is pretty new for me too. I got it just like a few months ago. All right. What does universe want to tell us? And they're saying 2 cards. Self-worth. Elevate. And it's funny, it has the temperature thermometer thing, and we were just talking about weather and stuff like that. You get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. And the second card. And I'm also getting a message just looking at that thermometer. Pay attention to your body temperature. This might be specific for some of you. You might be noticing changes in your kind of just internal personal body temperature. They have something to say about that. Hold on, let me get the second card. Release. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. If you're feeling warm and it's uncomfortable for you, do this thing where you're focusing less on the discomfort of your body, and like what she's doing right here, she's actually smiling and looking at the stars. So you can lie in bed or wherever, right? But in some place where you can relax and just allow your body to be, right? To accept it. Your body is where it is. And focus on something that's nice, that's pleasant, like the sky, the starry sky, right? Focus on something, you use your imagination. You can, if you have, there's these lights or like glow stickers that you can, put on your ceiling, right? If you're in a room, and turn off the lights, and then you can see these glow in the dark stars and stuff on your ceiling. Like, do something where you can either, if you want to do it with eyes open, focus on something outside of you that's pleasant, or you can go inward, but instead of focusing on the feeling of your physical body, focus in your imagination. Imagine something pleasant, something nice. And you can also do this outdoors if you want, and actually do what she's doing and actually look at the sky, right? But there's something about that's happening, because this thermometer, I'm just seeing heat, right? So if you're having some discomfort in your body about that, and they're saying don't worry about it. It's not like it's not a big deal. It's just let yourself release it. And your mind is stronger. Your mind, your focuser, is stronger than anything else, right? That's your place of power, is your ability to focus where you want to create your body, where you want your life to go, where you want yourself to go. And use the power of your mind to release whatever it is that's either causing this warmth, or release whatever it is that is either physically uncomfortable for you, or maybe it's mentally, emotionally uncomfortable for you. Just let it go. Just let it go. All right. Okay. Let's see the next deck. Ask and it is given cards. A message from Abraham. Okay. My uncontrolled thoughts are not to be feared. We were just talking about thoughts. So, whatever's happening here, and also, like that purple that we were talking about, the how it has gotten to the place where it became normal for you to be in this place of not exactly where you want, but you just got used to it, right? It's because you didn't focus, or you didn't know, maybe you didn't know to focus on where you want to go, and instead you were focusing on what's around you. And that's the thing that you were taught. People say face reality, right? You're born into this place and people say, look around, look at me, pay attention to what I'm doing and do what I'm doing, that kind of a thing, right? And so you end up focusing outward a lot of times and just looking at the reality and reacting to it. And that's how you create this kind of energy around you, where it's like, I'm seeing it, it is this way, and then I'm creating it. You create that cycle over and over and over again. And it generates this norm, right? This kind of average energy around you, where this is how everybody lives, and this is how I've been living. It's not comfortable, but this is just the way it is. That kind of a thing, right? That kind of thinking, which is again normal for most people who don't understand energy, right? So is talking about your uncontrolled thoughts. It's not that they're uncontrollable. It's just you didn't know that you could focus where you want it to go. You don't have to be afraid of your uncontrolled thoughts. You don't have to be afraid of the reality that is around you, that where some parts of it may not be the way you like it, right? And if you look at all of your reality, there are some things that you do like about it. But those parts where you're finding your reality fearful, things that you don't want that are there, or just uncomfortable, you don't have to be afraid, because you can learn to focus, and you can open that door, that red door. You can open that door and just free yourself from that fear, free yourself from this kind of sometimes you kind of feel trapped in your reality, right? Because you don't know what to do to change it, and you're like, I'm just in it, I'm just in this kind of soup of thing that I don't know how to get out of this soup. But they're saying you don't have to be afraid. You can get out of it. You can learn to focus. And this ties back into you have this power. You have this power that you don't know that you have. You get to have what you believe you deserve, right? How do you change your beliefs? You focus it. You focus it beyond the things that are around you that you don't like. You focus it where you want it to go. Elevate. There's no reason to worry about your thoughts, for they are not like a loaded gun that may wreak powerful and instantaneous destruction. For you have plenty of time as soon as you become aware of any negative feelings to begin to choose other less resistant thoughts and thereby choose a more desired outcome. So, those of you who do know of the law of attraction, maybe you've learned, the more basic ideas about, oh, be positive, don't think negative thoughts. And maybe some of you are like, once you think a negative thought, you're like, oh no, no, I'm going to be creating negative things. Or maybe you police other people, right? Where if they say or think a negative thought, you're like, no, you can't think that, you're going to create negative things. It's like, you don't have to be that. You're very powerful. Everybody is very, very powerful with their thoughts, but it's not like, it's not instantaneous, like the card was saying right here, right? It's not instantaneous. You have time. You have time that when you become aware of it, or even after something unwanted is manifested, you still, you have the power to kind of turn the thoughts around. So wherever you are, there's no need to be afraid of where you are at all, because wherever you are, you can get to where you want to be. That's another thing that Abraham says a lot, right? And you just keep that in mind. I'm here. It's okay. Wherever this here is, this medium purple, right? And I'm focusing on the clearer days. I'm focusing on the brighter, higher vibration days. And then now, knowing, with the message that universe gave us earlier about the excitement that's coming as well. It's like, not only is that average norm clearing out to become better, there's excitement coming. It's like, whoa, it's not here yet. I don't see it around me, but you know what? A lot of these messages have been pretty, they resonate, right? Some of these messages, that if you've been watching some of the videos, it's like they come true, and I'm starting to believe. And not only, don't just listen to like the messages that are coming through me, right? The reader right now. Like, you get messages yourself directly from your own source energy, from your own internal guidance, right? There's if you listen, if you lie down and you listen and you clear your mind, and you say, hey, I know I have an inner being. I have a spirit. I have my higher self in the non-physical realm, right? That's talking to me all the time. Am I listening? And you kind of quiet down and you listen. You're going to hear all sorts of loving messages about how worthy you are, how valuable you are, and how happy that they are that you exist, right? And when you tune into that, when you tune into those messages coming through, it's like everything else dissipates and you enter a whole other dimension, kind of like this, right? You enter this whole other dimension of, wow, I see all the possibilities that are ahead of me. I see all of you open the door, you release the fear and you open the door and you connect with the truest part of you in the non-physical realm, in this other dimension. And when you do that, then this dimension, this earth dimension right here, begins to morph. You know how when you look at something and you're happy, it feels different than when you look at something and you're not feeling good. It's like those times when you listen to a song and all of a sudden the words make sense. You're like, oh, I understand this love song. I understand what this is all about. Like when you're in love, right? And then all of a sudden all the love songs make sense. But when you're not in love and you listen to a love song, you're like, that's a bunch of baloney. All right. Let's go to the next. Oh, raise your vibration oracle with Kyle Gray. All right, they're saying 2 cards, maybe 3 from this deck. Okay, they're saying 3. Relationships are assignments. Interesting. You know what I'm actually seeing though? Relationships, I wouldn't call it like, I wouldn't call it assignments, but just in terms of relationships, they're a mirror, right? So say this is you and your partner or your friend, your mom, whoever it is that we're talking about that's in relationship to you. They're a mirror to you. And they show you exactly what energy you're putting out. And you're I read this quote from Abraham recently where they're saying it's not really so much that you're putting out an energy and therefore you're affecting the reality around you. It's not an outward thing, it's an inward thing. They said that you are the nucleus, right? Say nucleus of a cell, right? Nucleus, the inner part, the inner core part. And what happens is like you're the magnet that whatever your energy vibrating at, it brings everything else that's the same to you. So say let's talk about your mom, okay, for example. You're vibrating at a certain energy, say sadness. You're going to draw out the things about your mom that are matched to that sad energy. So she might make comments about it. She might also become sad herself. You might see the sad part of her, right? So say for example, if you're sad about your life and then you look at your mom and then you'll be like, oh my God, my mom's life was so sad too. Maybe that's why my life is so sad. Like that kind of a thinking, right? But your mom as a whole person, she's not 100% sad. Like maybe she's on a spectrum. Everybody's on a spectrum. There's times in her life when she was sad, as with everybody, right? And times in her life when she was happy, times in her life when she's other things, like she's a whole spectrum of energy. But if you're sad and you look at her, then through the law of attraction, the universe will only show you the same energy, right? And otherwise, like, or if you're in a place of excitement, happiness, adventure, and you look at somebody, you look at your mom, then you'll notice like, oh wait, there are parts of my mom's life that are a match to that as well. So relationships are mirrors, and so you can use it in this way where if somebody, whoever this other person, this mirrored person is, says something to you or does something to you, instead of taking it personally and reacting to whatever it is they're doing, or it kind of feels like they're doing something to you, right? Instead of looking at it that way and then feeling that's kind of like not in control, like you're not, you have no control over this relationship, right? Instead of looking at it that way, you can look at it as a mirror and go, okay, this person's showing me this thing right now, like how is that a match to how I'm feeling inside myself? And it's like, okay, if I'm not feeling good about myself, and the reason why I'm using these examples is because the self-worth that came out as the first card. So maybe some or all of you who are watching this, there's a message about elevating your self-worth. So if you're feeling bad about yourself and somebody in your life is kind of mirroring that back to you, sometimes, a lot of times, especially if it's a parent, right? It kind of feels like okay, because I was born into this family, I grew up in this environment, it's easy to blame this person, especially if you came from them or came through. Well, you don't really come from them. You came through them. They're a portal through which you came through, because your spirit and their spirit. Okay, but so your human body came through this portal of these other people, right? And if you're in that energy and you're swimming in that family soup, it's easy to blame where you came from and said, I can't change my situation, and bad parents, right? Bad parents for not knowing what they're doing and having had that life. Now I'm in that life, like, oh no. Right? So it's easy to not feel good about yourself if your parents never felt good about themselves, right? And but instead of looking at it that way and saying, I'm kind of stuck in this, I'm trapped behind the door in this, how you can release it is that you can look at it as a mirror and say, okay, this is what they're showing me. Okay, I'm seeing this behavior or this energy from, my mom or my dad or whoever this other person is, this mirror person is, or your partner, your romantic partner, right? You can say, okay, there's an energy going on that's a match between me and this person. And this will help you, relationships like the mirror helps you to see yourself more clearly. Whatever you're seeing in that other person is in yourself. Okay? And you have control over your own thoughts. You don't have control over the other person, but you have control over your own thoughts. And you don't have to be afraid. From wherever you are, you can get to where you want to be. If you're in a place where you're not feeling your self-worth, you look at these other people and they're not showing you your self-worth, right? They're showing you not so good things, right? Maybe they're criticizing you, maybe they're criticizing themselves, like you don't know, right? Whatever the situation may be. Then you can be like, okay, they're mirroring this back to me, and I have control over how I feel about myself. And once you shift that, once you release that, and you elevate your self-worth, you will see these mirrors will start to change to show you that you love yourself more now. These very same people. Or if these people are definitely not a match, they move out of your life and these new people come in to show you how much you are loved. Okay? So relationships are mirrors. That's really powerful. Once you really understand this, right now you're just listening to words. You might understand it like conceptually, right? But when you start to really practice this, where you look out there and you're like, okay, this world is a mirror. They're showing me what I'm doing. And I can change what I'm doing. I can change what I'm thinking. There's your power right there. And this will shoot up. And once this shoots up, you're like, wow, life is amazing. Now I understand how everything works. And then you're going to have that kind of explosion that we were talking about earlier, about like, not only is that energy the purple energy gonna clear up, you're gonna get explosions of excitement. And those explosions of excitement might very well be you understanding this concept and having those moments. You're like, wow, I totally just got exactly just what happened. Say you have an interaction with somebody with a mirror, right? And somebody gives you the biggest compliment ever. You'll understand that I love myself, and that's why these people are complimenting me, because I'm emanating this self-love out, and I'm drawing in. I'm the nucleus. The universe is bringing to me people that are showing me that I love myself. You might win things like the lottery. People might all of a sudden give you gifts, and it seems like it's for no reason, but no, it's because you're starting to believe that you deserve more. And so now the universe is giving you gifts. You're raising your standards. Okay. Healing myself heals my lineage. Oh my goodness! We're just talking about all this parental stuff. Okay, let's get the last one from this deck. My high vibes heal the world. Oh my god. Okay. Speaking of mirrors, right? So, let's read the back of this. Oh, there's no message in the back. So we were just talking about, say if the mirror, we were talking about your parents, where you came from, and you can't control them, but you can control yourself and what they mirror back to you. And these parental relationships with friends, they can come and go. With coworkers, they can come and go. With family, a lot of times you, as far away as you want to get from them, sometimes they're still in your life in some way, right? And even if they're physically not there, they're in your energy in the sense that you'll think about them even if they're not there. You will. They'll come into your mind when you live your life. So say for example, if your parent or parents are no longer in the physical, they're back in spirit form, you're still gonna think about them, like whatever happened in your physical life with them, right? Or maybe even if they were absent and maybe you were adopted, or whatever, your biological parents were just not in your life for some reason, you still think about them. So you still have a relationship in some way. They're still a mirror to you, even if they're physically not present, because you think about them, and in your imagination, in your memory, they are mirroring to you. Like whatever you're thinking about them, they're still being a mirror to you, okay? And so when you heal yourself and you elevate your self-worth, you elevate your self-love, and you're feeling good about things, their reflection back to you feels better. You're healing your relationship with these people. Whatever they're mirroring back to you now matches who you really are. And if the people are still, okay, so two different ways. If they're not in your life anymore, in your imagination, you'll start to think better memories of them. You'll start to think more hopeful thoughts about them. They'll start to feel better when you think about them. If they're still in your life, if they're physically still here and still in your life, you'll notice your interactions with them have changed. Once you change, they will reflect back to you. They will mirror back to you a different kind of relationship. And then, for people who don't understand this energy stuff, they'll be like, I don't know, all of a sudden my mom's different. Like maybe she grew out of whatever phase she was in. And you'll be like, she changed. And maybe she did. But you changed. And that's why her personality, or her the way she is in your reality is now different. In the interaction with you is now different. Your relationship is different. It's because you changed. Okay, so maybe she changed as well, but you're experiencing that, this new different her is because you're new and different. Okay, and then so same thing, like this talks about relationships being a mirror. This talks about, your family relationships being a mirror. This talks about your whole entire reality, your physical reality, the whole world is a mirror to you. Because it's not like there's just one physical reality and everybody is in it. And that if I look at what can I show you? I don't have anything around me. So if I look at I'm just gonna have to use this box as an example. So if I look at this box and you're looking at this box, are we looking at the same box? You know, there's this thing, if you ever read any of the Seth books, right? That Seth, who came through Jane Roberts, they talk about this thing about the nature of reality, where it's like there's an energy. I perceive this. This is in my reality. If you're also in the room, you know, or like, you know, you're watching through this video, you're perceiving this. You're looking at your version of this box. We're not looking at the same box. Okay, so that's something deep that you can meditate on. But basically, when you get yourself into high vibes and you're loving yourself, you're knowing your worth, you look out into the world, you're going to see things that are matching. You're going to see these high vibe things that are in your reality. Now, does that mean everything is now high vibes in the world? No, because everything exists. And you have to allow everything to exist, okay? Because that's how the universe works. Everything has to exist. But your version of how you're perceiving the world is different because you effect change in your reality. And so there's billions of, I mean, humans, yeah. There's even more of other consciousnesses, right? But let's just talk humans for now. So there's billions of humans on Earth at the moment, and there are billions of different realities happening. So you're having a reality, you're creating a universe, you're the nucleus, right? You're creating a universe around you. And then the person sitting next to you, they're creating a reality and a universe around them. As many consciousnesses there are that many universes, you know, in a sense, right? There are that many realities. So when you elevate your high vibe, you heal the world, but you heal your reality of the world. Okay, I'm just seeing this right now. Do you see this? I didn't even see it before. There's a person right there. That's the arms, right? That are hugging this world. So say this is you, this little gray person right here in the background. You're hugging this world. This is your version of the universe. This is your version of the world. So just to clarify, Abraham says that you can never get rid of everything. Like people always ask for like, oh, I want peace on earth. You can't have peace on earth in the sense that everybody on earth is going to experience peace at the same time, because everybody has the freedom to choose how they want to experience their reality. And you can't control the person sitting next to you whether they're feeling peace or not. You can only control yourself, your own version of reality. So if you want a peaceful reality of your own reality, you can create that. And then if that person sitting next to you is saying like, I'm not peaceful right now, and you're not going to change me, they're going to leave your reality. But the universe is going to bring to you these other people that are matched to you that say, yes, I want peace too. I want peace too. So that's kind of the thing where it's like, don't try to control other people's realities. Don't try to control what other people want to create, because they have their own free will to create how they want to create. So that's something that's uncontrollable that you're just gonna have to let go of, right? If this is a family member that's just like down in the dumps all the time and there's no lifting them out of that, leave them alone, let them be. They're gonna be okay. In the cosmic sense. in the human sense, you know, whether you ever see them be okay or not, you're just gonna have to let that go, okay? If that's something that, because I feel like maybe for some of you, because this family and relationship thing is coming in so strong, and the fact that this world card came out as well, like maybe there's somebody that's dragging you down, okay, that you need to just see goodness for them in your own mind, but don't necessarily need to see them physically be happy before you let yourself be happy, because that's not something that you can control, okay? So you're just going to have to let them be, accept, they are where they are, and then in your mind see them the way you want to see them. And that's how you can let yourself be happy even though other people are not. I think that's a big message for somebody who's watching this. If that's the thing that's holding you down from not feeling good about yourself, maybe, release that. Their role in your life is only to show you that you're vibrating someplace you don't want to be. They have their own source energy that's calling them to a good place, but then they're in control of whether they decide that they want to release or not. That's they get to create their reality how they want to. If they want to hang on to some grudge or whatever it is that they're hanging on to, you have to let them, right? You have to let them. But you yourself, you can create your version of the planet, your version of your reality in a vibe that you want to see it. Okay? Think of it as like everybody has their own art project going, and you get to create your art project how you want to, and then the person next to you, they can get to create how they want to create. And if you look over there and you're like, ew, I don't like their style, hey, that's what they want to do. It's okay. That's what they want to create. You focus, you stay in your lane, you focus on your own reality, you focus on your own, your own world that you want to create around yourself, right? All right. Okay, last card. Actually, there's two decks that's jumping out, but they're... let's go with this one. Psychic Tarot. We might have an extra one. We'll see. Because they're telling me two things. They're telling me last card, but they're also showing me two decks, so I don't know how that... That math doesn't math, universe. Unless I'm receiving it wrong. Maybe it's more likely that I'm receiving it wrong. Or inaccurately. We'll see. It's easy to blame outward, right? Blame the universe. They're never wrong. I might be a little inaccurate in my translation, in my interpretation. Okay. Stand your ground. Love it. Ooh, I think I just picked up something. Oh. Stand your ground. I feel like this is talking about you being in your power and you being dominant in your vibration, where you don't let the mirrors, whoever it is, so you set the energy of how you want to be during any time, and you don't let any mirror reflected reality influence you into a different vibe. So say you wake up, you're like, I'm gonna have a good day. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna feel, my dominant intent is to feel this way, and you set a vibe. When you go out into the world, if you see anything different, you're not gonna let the news or your coworkers' bad day, or anybody that's not having it you're not going to let them affect your vibe. You're going to stand your ground and you're going to be like, I am deciding to focus on good things today. I am deciding I'm going to focus on this today. And you don't let anything else affect you. That's what I feel like. And that's going to help you. Like, I'm seeing this person standing on the ground, on their ground, right? That is going to help stabilize you and help you feel this sense of security that flows. That's going to ground you. Like, people always talk about getting grounded, right? That's going to ground you in a way. And what does grounding actually mean? It means that you open your human self up to allow your spirit to flow through you so that you and spirit are one. There's no more feeling grounded. I mean, the word ground is actually in this card. There's no more feeling grounded than having your spirit be completely present with you so that you are your spirit. You know, your spirit in a human body and you know it. There's no more feeling of security, of feeling grounded or feeling connected than that. And it has nothing to do with like bare feet on the grass and all the stuff that people say, and I sometimes suggest it to people too, because the bare feet on the grass thing, it helps you to get into that state, but it doesn't actually, it's not necessary. Like if you're nowhere near grass, it has nothing to do with that, but it's just something that you can do to help you get into the state. And it's the state of groundedness is the state of knowing that you're a spirit and having your spirit in your body, flowing through your body and being you. You are being spirit right now. And that's what being grounded is, right? And that's what I'm seeing here is that, and it gives you this sense of stability, this sense of security, this sense of like, I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know. It's the I know. If you look at the emotional guidance scale, let me pull it up. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Give me a second right here. Okay. The top of this is the scale, right? The bottom of the scale is all the bad feelings. And then here's the borderline of where you're shifting from the place of not creating where you are is between boredom and contentment. Once you get to the place of feeling content, good stuff starts really, really happening for you. And then like very, very top of the scale is joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, love, and knowledge. I forgot to put knowledge up there, but knowledge is up there. Is when you say, I know, and you're at number 1, you're at the very, very top of the scale. And there's no more secure feeling and beingness than saying, I know. You it's not just about believing. Like believing is, where is that? Believing is number 4. Believing is good. But when you believe it so much that you actually know it, you're at number 1. And I see that right there. This is insecurity, right? Like we were talking about, like the lower part of the self-worth, right? That's insecurity. This is security right here where you just know. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I'm looking at that other deck that kind of popped up, but they're saying, no, this is it. Stand your ground. Know what you know. And maybe that's a personal message to me too. Like sometimes I question myself, like when I get a message and I'm like, am I, and then I start questioning it and they're all like, know what you know, right? Stand your ground. Maybe that's for me. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, in case you're curious, if you also read tarot, this is the 7 of Wands. But Yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Have a good one.